Good afternoon, everyone. You're welcome to today's session, and I'm happy to be back. I missed you all last week, or upper week. Yeah. So, I hope you've had a great break, and also did quite a bit of work building your companies. I see quite a number of you already marketing online, which is a really good um, sign. At least you're beginning to acquire customers there on. Yeah. Okay. So welcome, welcome. I see some of our mentors who have also joined. Welcome. Madam Mary is here. Mr. Thank God is also here. Mr. Franklin, you're all welcome. And founders, where are the others? Okay. All right. So almost everyone is here. So we're going to just start right away. So today's session is the co-founder and team session. Co-founders and team session. So all through this, this is a hot topic that has come up on and on and on over and over again. Some have been able to navigate their ways through this. Some are still trying to figure it out. So the goal of today's session is to help you nail it. And how do you recruit a world-class team? This is what the mentors are going to speak about today, guide you and provide solutions or tips, ideas, and solutions. So they will be looking at how you determine the roles that you need when you're beginning at the start of the business, the roles that you need to run your startup. And then how do you determine if you need a co-founder? How do you determine if you need a co-founder? And how to decide what to outsource. So what tasks, do you have your in-house team performing, and what are the tasks you Sorry? Can you all hear me? I was briefly muted.
Yes, you went up briefly, but you're
Okay, yes. Okay, and then another topic or area that mentors are going to be speaking to is how do you source, top candidates, how to source top hiring candidates that you already know. Also, what are the effective hiring processes for a new business? Then what materials do you need for the hiring process? And then how do you test candidates? And how do you onboard candidates? Candidates, these are, you know, uh, new staff, new hires. And then what amount of time should be spent on hiring? So today is HRD, HRD, and HR is key, the live wire of your, key in getting your business well established. So thank you, mentors. And we're looking forward. We're all ears, founders, all ears to listen to the presentation from the mentors, and also different contribution that they will bring, based on the areas, that have been mentioned. So today we have Mr. Pangodegbe. You're all very, very familiar with him already. Some have built relationships already, had office hours. So he's the CGO of Cypher Crescent Limited, and he's an startup ecosystem, though an engineer, petroleum engineer. He's a startup ecosystem leader, supporting startups and building capacity in the ecosystem. Has a master's degree in petroleum engineering from the University of Port Harcourt, and Cypher Crescent is one of the leading indigenous oil and gas companies that we have. They're also very, very big on research and education, as you say, and that's why we have them here. Franklin Gassop, also very well, co-founder of Vitamin C and S. So their LinkedIn profiles will be dropped in the link. And Franklin is also a startup ecosystem uh, uh, leader. His top skills include financial consulting, project management, business consulting, and management consulting. He's a coach, founder, with footprints in Tony Elumelu, Bridge to Billions, BC4A, and many, many, many more. And of course, IFI Abuja mentor. He's Head Paris, has a Master of Science in Innovation and Entrepreneurship from HEC Paris, and also Masters in an MBA from the University of South Wales, MSc World Conch University, wow, in financial engineering. So won lots of awards. So we'll share his link. You all are familiar with him as well. And also we have with us today Madam Mary Uduk. Mary Uduk is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Capital Market Support Services Limited. Prior to this, she was the Acting Director General of SEC. SEC is Securities and Exchange Commission of Nigeria, and her career as a regulator started in October 1986 and spanned many functions from corporate finance, administration to providing regulatory structure and due diligence for capital market transactions. So has varied experience, having served as the chairman of the Capital Market Committee from 2017 to 2020, chairman of Rules Committee of the Commission from 2017 to 2020, a member of the Capital Market Master Plan Implementation Committee, and a whole lot. So we're also sharing her link in the chat box. Please follow her and also engage her for office hours. We hope she joins us also for equity and funding, where we'll want her to talk to us about how to take your startup to IPO. Yeah. Also, welcome, Ma. We're grateful to have you. Also joining us is Gamaliel Tanimowo, who is CEO and co-founder of PressPay MG. He's an astute professional with over 16 years, spanning sectors like financial services and FMCG manufacturing. He's also a startup ecosystem person, builder, and has been with us, FI Abuja, over the years, and also has footprints mentoring several startups like in the Zenith Hackathon, Tony Elumelu, Ashoka British Council program. And he's worked with brands like Google, IBM, Facebook, Sage Africa, Unilever, Mobile, Julius Vega, and a whole lot. He's a certified John Maxwell trainer, an accredited management consultant, and a Facebook Blueprint Digital Marketing Associate. So thank you. These are the mentors that we have speaking to us today. And so mentors, we can't, the founders can't wait to hear forming their teams. And as you know, we're already getting to the end, close to the end of the program, where they have just 2 more sessions left. So, and hiring is critical and they need to know how to figure it out. So, do give us your best advice based on your experience on the field. So you're welcome once again, and welcome founders as well. So before we move on to the next item on the agenda, yes, so the program is coming to an end, and that means graduation is around the corner, and which is coming up this month, August 28th. And we've already reached out to you on the plan for the graduation. And it's also coinciding with FI's 15th year anniversary. And we want to have a good celebration. And we have some keynotes, some keynotes that will be gracing, will be participating. So we have the special advisor to the president on international cooperation who will be the keynote at the event. We also have the director general of National Arts Council, NCAC, and Creative Economy joining us, Obi Asika. And we also have the executive secretary or director general of NASENI. Those three are the keynotes. So it's going to be a loaded and packed event at your graduation and the 15th FI, celebration. So this is a unique one. And so you're preparing you ahead of time, so that we plan well and have a good celebration, and also launch you formally into the market with your ideas. Yeah. So that's all I have to say for now. So I'll just hand over to Mr. Shego to continue with the rest of the agenda. Is Mr. Shego not there? He got bumped out. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So 1 second. Sorry? Working group. Okay. Yes. Okay. So we're going to have working group reports from the different groups now. So who's going to go first? We'll just take it randomly.
Okay, my name is Balogun Babatunde. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, sorry. So I am the president for the performance group. So we held a very productive session last week, this Sunday. So past Sunday, we discussed about the Epic Sprint. It was tedious. We had to support ourselves with several tools that can help us in the wireframes and the whole Epic Sprint. So we also realized that the deliverables were different, the launch track and the growth track. So we had to start handling the launch track first, then we went to the growth track to help us support ourselves. So, and after that, we also, pave way for collaboration and support as regards how we can collaborate within the network in pushing our ventures. Thank you.
Okay. All right. You are muted. Or you're done? I didn't get the last part of your report.
Oh, I was done. So I said, in the end, we discussed about collaborative measures within the network as regards, helping ourselves in pushing our ventures. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay, great one. Great engagement. Thank you. Next, working group president.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, hi, good afternoon, everyone. So I'm representing the Flyers Working Group. We held our meeting on Sunday and we spoke about a lot of stuff, a lot of interesting things. So the first thing was about creating professional pitch decks. That's the 5 minute pitch decks. We need to create the professional designs. And Emmanuel suggested that, or maybe we could try the designers tool on PowerPoint. Emmanuel also said that Canva is a good tool that all of us could try out. We also had the conversation about joining the founded school program. Chris brought up Chris duly mentioned that it coincides with our current FI program, and
Funding
we'd like
lab, you
to
mean?
know. Sorry.
Is it funding
Yeah,
lab?
yeah, it coincides with it. I think the date is. Yeah, hello. Hello.
Continue.
Oh,
Continue.
okay. And he's asking,
Continue.
he's asking, can we can we apply at this point, considering we're not yet alumni or we're still in an active session? Then we furthermore spoke about building and traction, and we agreed that there are different ways to measure traction. That we should consider alternatives like your social capital, your email list, how many people are joining your wait list as well. We spoke about this topic about we spoke
The
about
line is
announcing your
breaking.
products online.
Is it here?
Yeah, hello. Hello, ma. How can you guys hear me? Is my line breaking?
I'm hearing you.
Oh, okay.
I think it's on network.
Oh, so should I continue? Oh, okay. So we furthermore spoke about announcing our products online. Some of us, whereby some of our colleagues have gone ahead to announce their products, like this is what they're building, or to building social capital. But there's a question of, is this a risk? That is, bigger organizations look at what we're building and would like to patch up our ideas. But Emmanuel says that one, we should consider the first movers advantage. And I said that, you should consider whereby big organizations see this as a valid market. Considering that big organizations see this as a valid market, they help as much to give you market validation. What else did we talk about? Hello.
Yeah, we're listening.
Oh, okay. Then we asked ourselves, how's the FI program been for all of us so far? Has it been overwhelming? Are we doing well? Is there ways whereby we could collaborate with each other, support each other with services, with our pitching and all that? Emmanuel suggested, we should leverage heavily on AI. Chris suggested that we get to work internally. Joel suggested that, okay. Even Toby suggested that, give us ideas on branding and designs. We gave ourselves an assignment for the week, whereby we should share our pitch decks within the group. If you need help with your designs, we'll try to collaborate with you on that. We should work towards getting at least 10 users on our wait list, or if we have an active product, get at least 10 users to use our products. And we should also as well work on our virtual backgrounds. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I see that you guys had a lot to discuss. Yeah, it looks like you're just warming up at the tail end of the program, but it's all good. It's progressive. But you don't have your banner, your background banner up yet. Mike as well doesn't have a banner up. Biodun Thrifto, you don't have a banner up. Chris, you don't have a banner up. At this stage, you can see my spot. That's cool. Look at his banner, really cool. Change up. Riamani, this you're covering your own. Trace Hearts. Creative. That's nice. Nice background. Nice. Yeah. Money, my world. Maybe that band, maybe the your the lettering needs to go up a little bit. Abdul Jalal, no banners. So at this point in time, it's all part of the branding. It's all part of the branding. And so you don't appear at a meeting or at, it tells a lot about, how you're positioning. Okay, so the next group. Oh, right now, okay. We just have two left. Okay, wow. Okay. All right. So thanks for the feedback, for the reports from your working group, and I hope others will take a cue from the reports and how you're all engaged. So Funding Lab, the application is open. It's not started yet, so I think you don't have the right information. However, if you want to proceed to Funding Lab, the class with the FI graduates everybody into and creates your alumni, activates your alumni dashboard as one class. So it means all of you, all your deliverables have to be submitted. If one found you don't have deliverables submitted by graduation, it means that that class will not, you'll be holding back the class from graduating. So this is the time to clean up, make sure all deliverables are completed. And then we can now forward the list, because if you click the link to register now for the Funding Lab, you're not yet an alumni. So to submit that application, it's not accessible. So, but for those who are interested, you let us know. But then the class has to graduate together as one class, meaning that all deliverables, all submissions, all incorporation, all that you need, okay, that is required needs to be up to date. All right, yeah. Okay, so we'll move on to the hot seats. Mr. Shagun, you're back in.
Yes, thank you. I'm bouncing from one network to the other.
Same here. It's gone. Okay. So hot seat. So we have Chioma's hot seat. Is she coming first or what's
Yes,
the
I was hoping she would come first.
Okay.
So she could do I don't know what to call it. So Chioma, are you ready? I know Mr. Tangod might be jumping off the call, so I want Mr. Tangod to do that feedback for her quickly while we get ratings from each of the other mentors.
Okay, so they are using the hot seat or the investor.
No, now this is what you do, sirs. Please, for Chioma's speech, it's going to be a different one. It's not the regular hot seat. So I'll be collecting our ratings based on the ratings which was used for the investors progress review. And they were reviewed on 3 levels. So I would have to crave your indulgence, sirs, that I'll collect the feedbacks manually, and so that I would, because at this point we can't really do certain direct things at the back end, but we need that to be able to make some assessment of what she's done. I hope I'm okay, Lady A.
They can now.
So I'll be collecting it. I'll be collecting it.
They can use the investor progress link.
Okay. So for Chioma, you won't select for Chioma, you won't select the hot seat, please. Use the investors. That's the one for the week, the penultimate week. So Chioma, I hope you're ready.
Yes,
Chioma.
I am. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, sir. Please, how many minutes do I get?
5 minutes.
Oh, awesome. I'd like to share my screen, please.
Yeah, so share your screen. You get feedback from Mr. Tangod.
Okay. Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, we see your screen.
Oh, awesome.
It needs to be in
Yeah.
slideshow. It's not in slide.
Oh, okay, great.
Slideshow format. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is John Habara. I'm a lawyer and the founder of Legal Limited. Legal Limited is a social impact company promoting access to justice. So according to the Justice Needs and Satisfaction Reports of 2020, done on Nigeria in 2023, 102 million Nigerians will not get justice each year. That's because of limited access to legal information as well as services. As a solution, Legium has developed a mobile application which is solving the everyday justice problems of individuals and businesses in need of instant legal help. By using Legium, you can access legal information and services anytime, anywhere. Using a mobile app, you'll be able to ask a lawyer, book an appointment, consult with your lawyer, and use our AI to analyze complex legal agreements. As an organization, we have been building ensuring progress each month. Our traction has been divided into our products, whereby we have about 70 downloads on the iOS and Google Play Store. We have trained 120 paralegals and onboarded them on the Legium mobile application. We've also as well integrated our AI for document review. We're currently working on that for the Nigerian laws. As a company, we have a team. We have ensured regulatory compliance, whereby we're registered with CAC and all the other regulatory bodies. And we've also signed intellectual property agreements with our team. We have a strong social media presence with access to 52 legal clinics across Nigeria. We've gone ahead to build a justice coalition with 12 justice partners. In sub-Saharan Africa, 600 million people fell within the justice gap in the year of 2023, and it created an estimated loss of $95 billion. In Nigeria, 185 million people fell within the justice gap in that same year and created a loss of $14.5 billion. So out of all these statistics, we're looking to focus on just Abuja and Lagos, which gives us 20 million people and with an estimated value of $5.075 billion. Legium is solving the everyday justice problems of Nigerians as well as businesses. We are fast, we're affordable, we're accessible. We're not first to do what we're doing. We're competing with the traditional legal services as well as other legal tech platforms. But when it comes to affordability, accessibility, convenience, speed, as well as technology, Legium has a clear advantage over the other solutions. So for our revenue model, we've created a plan for everyone, whereby you can use the services for free. You can pay for only what you need, and then you can also as well access custom services, which is made up of our premium packages. Earlier, I mentioned that we're a social impact company. So it means that even as we're creating a product or a technology product, we're also ensuring that we're creating an impact in the environment. We're solving a global goal, which is felt by 5.1 billion people. We are youth at heart, whereby we have a strong network of paralegals and and youth communities. We constantly provide community engagement and pro bono legal service and pro bono engagements, and we have a strong network of partners. We've launched our go-to-market strategy, which is the Tell Us Your Justice Story awareness campaign. So, while encouraging people, share your justice story, let us be connected. Let us connect you with help through the Legi mobile application. For this, we've built a justice coalition. We've launched an awareness campaign, creating the need for access to justice as well as a need for our app. We are currently integrating our partner services, leveraging partnerships, and we want to use the media to highlight our success stories. So on our team, my name is Chomai Habar. I'm the founder. I have a co-founder, Eddie Dion, who focuses on operations and strategy. We have we have our advisory board, we have our technology, our volunteers, as well as our partners. We're looking to raise a sum of $250,000, which we are going to use for products, marketing, and operations. We project that if we get 10,000 users within 6 months, we can generate 240,000.
Thank you. Your time is up. So you get feedback from Mr. Tangod. And then, yeah.
Thank you, Choma. I hope you can hear me. Maybe I'll just speak up. Need to proper. But I would say I like the presentation. It was very clear. It was very problem she's trying to solve was well painted. And how she wants to create value also was actually well painted. So I like that, Choma. So I normally take it through 3 steps to look at how do you create value, and then how do you build trust, and then how do you capture value, which has to do with your revenue model. So I saw how you actually explain how you create value very, very well, and also how you're building trust. Having your revenue model also helps you to build trust too, by having a part of it of a female is also there. I also did not really get very well how you need the different revenue models, how you want to capture value, different way you want to actually monetize this. But it's good at very well to have the very basic level where it's actually free. And I also like the way you brand yourself as a social impact company. Psychologically also helps when you are pitching to people to look at what you are doing. And so I'll just say, based on what you've pitched now, I like it. I will actually go for a 5 for this. I like it very well. This is really well painted, but it might also require you to do a lot of marketing and also look at regulation. So for me here, the major challenge you also need to look at is to put a strategy on how to manage regulation, because if you handle regulation, there are lots of cases that people will need to manage that. So that's basically what I'll look at. So fine-tune your revenue model, and also discuss with other experts on how you can manage regulation. Because for this kind of business, one thing that can actually just set you down is not able to, of course you're a lawyer, is not able to actually handle the whole regulatory nuances that exist in actually using this, so that you don't have issues around litigation, managing that. So I think that would just be my comment, but I like it, very well pitched. Get your team. I didn't hear so much about your team and how your team cuts across the full value chain of getting somebody who handles technical, finance, marketing, and operation. I know you are looking to talk about operations and marketing, and also the money you are looking for is actually for this our environment. The money is actually too big. $250,000 is too much for a pre-seed. So if you can actually just scale down the money down to the very basic thing you are looking for, it can also help to say, this 250,000, I need it over the next 6 months, over the next 1 year, but I need monthly thing of, let's say, $10,000 or monthly $20,000 for this. This is easier for somebody to listen to you. But if you say $50,000 on my face, I may not be able to afford it, but I can afford $10,000 a month. And so those kind of things are things I think you guys can. I think a number of persons here are also projecting that money of $250,000. You don't start, it's really too much for what you want to pick up. Just look for something small, get more traction. And there are lots of things. FI has a lot of tools that can actually help you to manage that, you get some money and look at this. So something like that, a simple agreement for future equity can be used for managed agreements, receipt until you get good traction where you can actually get someone. I know you say you have some traction, but those traction are not monetized for now. They're just traction to validate the cases that you have. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I remember Franklin was also at the investors pitch review. Yes. So yeah. I'm going to bounce you to Franklin too. I know Franklin really did some great job with those guys there. So Franklin, let me cut out to size a bit.
Okay. So okay. Thank you very much. I've already been working with Chioma at office hours, but I just want to give her maybe complimentary feedback. So I like her presentation, but I've identified 2 things that she can improve. If she improves it, it can make her presentation more attractive again. The first thing is about her positioning. So how does Legume Tech position on the market? So I would suggest her to identify maybe the most recurrent cases that you are having in the country in business and for Nigerians, maybe the top 3 cases that are regular there, and you try to build an expertise so that you can better position Legume Tech as maybe the best startups that solve this type of problems. So because it's a market where you need a bit trust. So if you build a great expertise there, it will be a great competitive advantage out of all the other competitors out there. So this is my major feedback for today. And the presentation overall was good, but you can still improve the design. I saw a lot of black and texts on some slides.
All right, thank you, sirs. Thank you.
You're muted, Mr. Shegun.
Sorry. So sorry, I was saying for Chioma's presentation, please, investors for the mentors she's going to be rated for the investors progress review, not the hot seat, please. Investors progress review. Thank you. And Chioma, on your data slide, I think your source of data was also Legume Tech. So you're using you as a source of data. I don't think that would fly. So please get us to either the primary source of data. Check your data. I'm not so conversant with the legal data, but check where you source your data. I don't know where the source is from, but it looked like you quoted Legume Tech from your website or so. So check that source, please. Okay, so we'll move on to the hot seats for today. And you know, you guys, you've gotten your information. Babatunde, Abdul Jalal, Suleiman Durujaye, Abubakar Sani Ali, the 4 of you are pitching in that order. I'll repeat again. Babatunde Balogun, Abdul Jalal, Abubakar, Suleiman Durujaye, and Abubakar Sani. You'll be pitching, and we have our mentors ready to give you feedback. Okay. So, starting off with the first person, Babatunde Balogun. And you get feedback from Mrs. Mary Untuk. Babatunde Balogun.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Are you ready to go?
A moment, please. I'd like to know if I can move my slide. I do have issues, at times you might not be able to see.
Okay, so do a test. Let me confirm. Move to the second slide. You're still on the cover page.
Can you see it now?
Yes, we see it. Okay, it's moving. You're on the problem slide. So go back to the first one. Yes, it's moving. So when you're ready, your time starts and you get feedback from the mentor, Ms. Mary.
Okay, thank you very much. Data is everything.
Start.
Yeah, I started already. Data is everything. And without a systematic way to start and keep clean data in Africa, bad decisions will continue to happen. Africa is just one big data problem. Have you ever needed data in Africa and found it inaccessible or of poor quality? If yes, then you know that the importance of factual primary and secondary data for making informed decisions cannot be overemphasized. My name is Balogun Babatunde, and I'm developing Research Gains, the largest open data intelligence platform for Africa. Our software focuses on factual data collection, documentation, and accessibility, tailored specifically for Africa. In Africa, particularly Nigeria, data quality is generally low and data documentation infrastructure is poor. Using a case study of tertiary institutions in Nigeria, the picture on the right shows the projects of students in a certain university trashed and wasted. And according to UNESCO, world academic research contributes 45% to the entire global research. This is a huge loss and happens to be one of the problems we are trying to solve at Research Gains. Furthermore, research is also time-consuming and expensive, leading to lack of interest in quality assurance. And this issue contributes significantly to the underdevelopment of the continent. Research Gains addresses these problems by connecting researchers with their exact target respondents, documenting this data, and making it accessible at a very low cost. Users can create different types of surveys, quantitative and qualitative, target respondents in Nigeria from anywhere in the world, collect this data with real-time analysis, and have access to our database management system to manage this data. We ensure quality assurance through validating respondents using their valid IDs, GPS tracking of respondents' location, and real-time response tracking to ensure respondents take their time to fill surveys. And also, we also offer data encryption models to ensure data privacy. On our first iteration, we generated $700 in revenue, engaged over 2,000 respondents, and supported 20 researchers. We have also secured our copyrights and trademark. We also got a grant from the University of Lagos, backed up by the UK Aid and RISA. So how does the business work? For a C2C, we offer a platform as a service. So researchers pay per respondent, while part of this payment is given to respondents as incentives for filling out surveys. While for a B2B, we offer a one-time payment model for the entire research assessment service. We project $30 million in revenue over the next 5 years with a net profit of $9 million. We plan to achieve this by targeting 5% of paying undergraduates and 30% of paying postgraduate students in our first year. So with our minimum pricing, which ranges from $0.05 to $0.31 per respondent, we are projecting a revenue of $1 million as expected. So what sets us apart is our localized language feature, which makes surveys to be seen and answered in local languages. And this gives us an edge from our competitors. And also an open centralized African data bank sets us apart from our competitors. We also offer a pay-as-you-go model, compared to our competitors that offers subscription model. So we'll be collaborating with universities, targeting 800 paying customers per school to achieve our 130,000 paying customers threshold for the first year, while we'll scale up to organizations after 12 months. The reason why we are highly optimistic is because these are untapped markets. So that is it. We are seeking $150,000 to acquire 130,000 paying customers for our platform. We'll be spending 70,000 on admin expenses, 46,000 on marketing, and 17,000 on operations. So our team has over 30 years of combined experience in research, data intelligence, marketing sites, and management consulting. We are guided by top advisors who have led leadership roles in insights and data intelligence at successful companies like Coca-Cola, P&G, Lacasera, Nine Mobile, among others. So our vision is to increase Africa's contribution to the world research from 2% to 10% in the next 10 years by providing sophisticated software infrastructure. Thank you for considering our vision and potential.
Thank you, Nde. You don't have a last slide to give your contact or something? Okay, you get feedback from Mary. Miss Mary.
Okay, Babatunde. Yes, Mr. Balogun. That was a very good presentation. I like your presentation and I like your team. Initially, one of the first things I wrote, I'm like, there are no team member, say a solo member. Since I'm meeting you for the first time. So I finally met your team member. So they look okay. Well done. You have very good team members. I also see that you have a good value, placed on your products. But my question is, there are a lot of data outfits, plus the ones that are generated from the university system and all of that. So how will this data help the market? What will what will this data be used to produce? How will it help the country? I really need to know that, because I just know that you produce this data out there, and as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't seem rested. How will it help the end users? I also want to know, what impact would the data that you're generating have in the country, have for other companies, that need data. I'm not sure whether this is properly rested. Even though you seem to have done a good job, you say it's going to be very easy to get and all of that. But I'm not sure you have rested what it would do for the companies, and then the companies that you are targeting, and how will it help them and all of that. Yeah, that is my comment on your presentation.
Okay. So you'd also rate him on the rating link at the hot seat. The link has
okay, is there a rating link here right now?
Yes.
Or later?
Catherine wish later, yes. But
okay, later.
you could just, if you don't want to score him openly, you could score him now, or you could still do that in the rating link.
Let me do that at the rating link.
Okay, great.
I think he's done well. I think
Okay.
he's done well. But let me get, because I'll need to think again, then I rate him.
Okay, great. So today, smile for that. I think you got a positive there. Okay. So next person up, the next person there, who is that? Jalal? Abdul Jalal.
Yes.
You can stop sharing now.
Okay, thank you.
Batunde, you can stop sharing now. Abdul Jalal, you get feedback from Franklin. You get feedback from Franklin.
All right, no problem, no problem. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, your screen is clear.
Yes.
Okay, lovely. All right, lovely.
You get feedback from Franklin. You can start now. When you start, I start timing.
All right, no problem. We can start. That's no problem. Good afternoon. My name is Abdul Abubakar. I am the co-founder of Simply Finance. Our mission is to streamline operations to help businesses grow efficiently and sustainably. The reason for that, we've come to realize that service-based businesses, especially those that are medium scale and large scale, they have a lot of data, which they can't fully analyze, which leads to a lot of issues. The first being cash flow problems, which inevitably leads to failure. The next is operational inefficiencies, whereby due to this excess data which they can't analyze, right, they don't know how to progress operationally, which could impact their revenues. Which below that, there's also payment delays, which strains business relationships. And the last is task management, whereby they cannot adequately or accurately assign team members to a certain task. So what we are doing at Simply Finance, we are helping these companies take this data through our platform to streamline their operations, right, with an automated financial management service, as well as boosting their operational efficiencies. So as you can see here, this is a snippet of this, the right-hand side, the left-hand side. This is our dashboard, which allows you to track your businesses. And the left hand, on the other side, is the project page. The project page, depending on the business, is either your outgoing task or your client needs and all that, where you can see the deadlines, how far you've gone, and what's remaining. So we are in the big data analytics space. So we've seen that the total addressable market is over 600 billion, with a serviceable available market of 250, which we hope to attain 75 billion of it. So our competitor list is as follows. The closest competitor which we've seen and tested is Zoho. However, what makes us different is we are building an in-house consultant to also further help these businesses. Thereby, what the data you have with our consultant, you'll be able to easily make decisions. Our go-to-market strategy, since we are in our closed beta, we want to focus on that, test it, and get real-time feedback. From the feedback, we'll refine the platform, right? During this refinement, we'll also implement marketing strategies such as social media partnerships. After that, once we've gotten from the closed beta and these marketing strategies, we'll go to public beta, whereby we further increase our test with this refinement. And then the last part is increase our customer acquisition through further marketing campaigns and partnerships, as well as referral programs. Our revenue model, it comes in two forms. The first is the transaction fees for the financial management, which we've capped depending on the level of transaction. If it's below 100,000 naira, we'll only charge a percentage of that capped at 100 naira. If it's above that, we'll cap you. The highest we ever charge for the transaction fees is 1,000 naira. But the platform itself is a SaaS base, whereby we've tailored it accordingly between $50 to $300. The $300, sorry for the typo here, is for the enterprise, whereby we also build bespoke model for you. So basically, we build something tailored made for you as well. So our traction so far, we've gotten grant funding. As I said, we are in our MVP stage. We're about finalizing some few things, and we'll slowly approach beta with our interested customers of roughly between 20 to 30. But before then, we hope to reach at least 200. Our ask is the sum of $50,000 to onboard 500 paying customers to generate at least $5,000 in monthly recurring revenue. However, we understand that some investors might not have that all at once, so we are doing it in bits, right? After a certain milestone, we'll raise more. So the team consists of the co-founder and I. He's the technical brains with experience in developing models, as well as both open source and closed source. In my experience as a merchant, I understand what some businesses face in terms of making decisions and growing revenue. So our next milestones is as follows: the closed beta, the public beta, as well as the full launch, where based off the feedback and all, we'll be able to know that this is what the market wants, but we also hope to progress as we go. So thank you very much for your time. My name is Abdul Jalal. Looking forward in speaking with you. Thank you. I'm done.
Thank you, Jalal. So we get feedback from Franklin.
Okay, thank you very much for your presentation. It was very fluent, and I could follow to the end. You presented great things. I'm seeing that you have a great analytic solution for businesses out there, and you have even received a grant funding for that. I just have one major concern. My major concern is about your target customers. So who are your target customers specifically? So you are saying businesses that are struggling with, but who are your target customers specifically? It was not very clear. And all the strategies that you are developing for your business is depending of those target customers. So I don't know if you have segmented the market, position your identify, I would say, the target audience that is having the most problem, and you need to better position your offer. So I did not get a lot of clarity about your target audience.
Oh, okay. So I do not have chance to answer that. So as I said, service-based businesses, but sorry for that, I'll rectify it. Right, thank you for your feedback. We have consultancy firms, marketing agencies, as well as some tech firms, right, with large team. So these are the three.
Okay, but those information were not included in the pitch, were they?
Yes. No, it
Okay,
wasn't.
so please,
So
make sure you do
yes,
that work and put it in the pitch. That's the feedback from your reviewer.
No.
Franklin, any other thing for him?
We can also improve the design of the slides. That is the additional comment.
Yes, I'll do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so don't forget the rating, please. Rating, hot seat ratings for them. So we'll move on to the next person quickly. Sulaiman Durojaye.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And good afternoon. You get feedback. Is Mr. Tango still in the room? Oh, he has jumped off the call. Okay.
Well, I'm going to. Okay, so I'm ready.
Okay, just hang on. So I have okay, I've got Franklin and I've got Mrs. Mary. Okay, until the Q&A, when I'll be able to bring in Italbong, I think I'll be bouncing it between Franklin and I'll be bouncing the responses from Mr. Franklin and also Mrs. Mary. And those are the only two mentors I have now. So Mrs. Mary, you'll be giving us feedback for Thrifto. You'll be getting feedback from Mrs. Mary. Good.
Okay.
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 So,
what do you say?
So good afternoon, everyone.
Just hold on a minute, sir. Hold on a minute. Yeah,
Okay.
Once you're ready, let me know. Once you start, I'll start timing up. So I have to get my timer up. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sulaiman Drojai, and my company is Thrifto. Thrifto is bringing guarantee to the traditional Ajo savings schemes. We are using technology to make the Ajo scheme a reliable and effective method of raising bulk money. We are starting with one customer, which is Salary Alliance in Nigeria, and we are narrowing down to top 100 organizations. The problem with the traditional Ajo scheme is that in a group, some people default in making their savings, some delay in making their savings, and some send in incomplete savings, making it causing the problem of incomplete or delayed payout for the person that is harvesting for that month. So what's our solution? We are bringing in automated savings. We are, like I said, we are targeting salary earners, so we will require that members, anybody that's on our platform, will connect his salary account to our platform. And in a situation where somebody's salary is delayed, we are going to offer a short micro loan for 7 days or thereabouts, so that when the salary comes in, we take our money back. And we'll have a credit rating system, so that over time we'll know those who are reliable, and then we can use that to do a scheduling of the payouts. And then we'll have a direct debit recovery system using connecting to the interbank settlement system. What's our value proposition? We are ensuring that anybody can form savings group with anyone, regardless of whether, even though they are not your colleagues in the office, they are not your family and friends, you can form savings group with anyone. We are guaranteeing that you will get your payout when it is your turn to get it on the date certain that has been indicated to you. We are offering a trustworthy and secure platform, and we are turning Ajo into a sure way of raising bulk money for salary earners. We know that this comes with some risk, so we are going to be very, very tight in KYC. We will do BISCA verifications. We are integrating with Nigerian interbank settlement system to recover the short loans that will be given out. Our credit rating system will be for scheduling of payouts, so that those who are not reliable will be at the back of the payout schedule. And we are going to have people link their accounts, their social media accounts, so that we can track the kind of personalities that they are, and then without those who are not responsible. I'm the founder, the MD of the programming school in Lagos. I'm a former editor of a national newspaper. I'm a member of the Nigerian Guild of Editors. I started a dating site 2 years before Facebook launched, and I sustained it for 11 years. I have stamina, I have tenacity. I'm a serial bootstrapping entrepreneur. My co-founder is a former MD of one of the companies in Dangote Group, a chartered accountant, a fellow of ICANN, who spent 17 years in the Unilever Group. Now we're looking at 2.1 billion salary earners worldwide and 40 million in Nigeria. At any point in time, 60% of salary earners need to raise bulk money. So these are the people that we are targeting. And on the basis of that, we have estimated our TAM to be $15 billion, our SAM to be $9 billion, and our sum to be $186.2 million. Okay, we have competitors, but we have two advantages over all of them. One, we are guaranteeing payouts. No, none of them is doing that. And we have a credit rating system. None of them have that. So all the other metrics that they have, we also have them. Our go-to-market strategy, we have already built a landing stage where we are generating a waiting list. We are going to be heavy in using word of mouth, our friends, family, colleagues, and all of that to build traction. And we are going to be heavy in using social media to drive traffic to our website and our app. And then we are going to form partnerships with organizations like cooperative societies who have similar objectives like ours. Now, we have incorporated, we have done comprehensive customer interviews, we have built landing page. We are currently building our MVP, and we expect that by the end of this month, we should have a minimal MVP live. So revenue model, we are going to be charging 2.2% transaction fee on payouts, 10% interest on the short loans that we give out, and $1.3 as an annual fee. Annual fee because Thrifto will be a community of people collaborating and supporting each other on the path to financial success. We're asking for $150,000 to onboard 100,000 members in 18 months and reach a minimum annual.
The time is up. The time is up, sir. So we'll get feedback from Mrs. Mary Uduk. Okay, ma'am. Mrs. Mary, yes.
Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Durojaye. I have listened to your presentation. It's a very good presentation. And I see that you're going to be taking money from a lot of salary earners. I have only one observation. You give them short loans. For taking that money, you will take a certain percentage. If you take my money and then you keep it and I don't need any loan from you, I didn't hear what you will do for me. I didn't hear what kind of interest that you will give me if I do not need any loan. You know, some of these people, you take their salary. I mean, for them, this thing serves as a sort of saving for them. So they are not collecting any form of loan from you. They just want it to be there. I didn't hear what you would do for those kind of people.
Okay, so now, can I respond?
That is the only comment that I have.
Okay, so
a very quick response if you have.
Okay, so we are, like I said, we are modernizing the Adjust system, and the whole essence of the Adjust system is to use it to raise bulk money. 6 of you, you are contributing 50,000 every month, each person 50,000 every month. At the end of the month, one of you collects 300,000. The next month, the other person collects 300,000.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so that's the concept.
Okay,
Not that,
so now I understand. Now I
so,
understand that.
Yes. So that's what we're doing.
It's a very good VC kind of thing. People use it to raise capital and all of that. So there's really no need for you to pay on your own side. I think that's okay. I'm fine with your presentation. I will rate you online later. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma. Okay. So I guess we'll be moving on to the next person. And that's Abubakar Sani, and you'll be getting feedback from Franklin. Abubakar Sani, and you'll be getting feedback from Franklin.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Your screen is coming up. Yes, your screen is up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, your time will start once you begin. You get feedback from Franklin.
Okay. Okay, hello all. My name is Abubakar San Ali. I'm the founder of MySlates. MySlates is developed to enhance learning outcomes through AI-driven tutoring to students. It has been an alarming news when Poch published an article that showed that over the past 7 years, the average performance of students academically has significantly deteriorated, with 78% of students failing the university entrance examination in Nigeria, that is JAM. And we conducted some interviews, did some research to figure out why are we having this severe erosion of educational standards. One key thing we realized is that students lack support. They lack real-time feedback and they lack support. And because of that, sometimes they miss so many opportunities that will otherwise help them to be able to succeed. And not only that, individual attention that is denied to these students, where schools are using one-size-fits-all teaching, is failing them. So what we want to do is to come up with a solution where we will leverage AI to be serving as a teacher for students. So the AI will be the tool that will be guiding the students using a bite-sized approach. This AI tutor or lesson teacher, it has been shown in researches that students that were able to receive tutoring were able to outperform their peers more than 80% of the time. So that means if we can have like a 247 tutor with a student, a 247 lesson teacher that can personalize the experience of the student and the learning. Not only that, the teacher that is fun to interact with, the teacher that is cost affordable, cost effective, will save the students time, provide instant feedback. Then of course we are going to reverse the trend. That's where the product MySlates was born. And at the heart of MySlates, we have different modules where we integrate AI. For example, the class lesson teacher is an AI guided lesson with an AI asking students and telling them in a bit by bit approach, concept by concept of a particular lesson until when they are sure the student has grasped the concept. It will be inquiring them, also making asking students questions, engaging them to make sure that this student really grasped the concept and understood. So not only that, we have the assignment helper that can help students with their assignments when they are trying to make their own assignments and submissions. The leaderboard, we make it also in such a way students can compete among themselves. And so far, we have been able to achieve some few milestones. For example, we've incorporated the company, we have formed strategic partnerships. We onboarded some institutes. Now we have almost 100 students that reported almost 90% satisfaction rate. Apart from that, how we intend to monetize this is to use the premium model, where we will provide students access to some features of the app for free. However, some of the features the students need to pay just $2 per month to be able to have access to this. And if you can be able to have 20,000 paying customers in the next 12 months, we are looking at a revenue of $400,000. What we are targeting, who we are targeting is parents who want to see their children academic performance improve. And this is a large market, it's a huge market. The e-learning market in Africa was estimated to be around $2.9 billion. Specifically in Nigeria, we are looking at $100 million. So if you can get 5% of that market, that's $5 million annually. And the market is growing at almost 40%. We have some competition. For example, we have Camigo that is offering similar service. But however, Camigo is only in the United States, doesn't cater for Nigeria. ULesson and Teasers are also direct competitors. However, they only focus on building a video library where students can learn via videos. We are going to the market using some strategies. For example, we will do strategic partnership with schools, edtechs, and influencers. And we are also going to do digital marketing so that we can at least acquire 50 to 100,000 within the first year. The team is composed of myself as the CEO. I'm also a technical founder. I have Dr. Abdullah Mahmoud, who is our CMO, Natasha, Abdurrahim, and Abbas Raj. We're asking for $100,000 in pre-seed funding so that by the end of December 2025, we can be able to attain our 400K target and onboard 100,000 users. Thank you.
Thank you. We get feedback now from Franklin.
Okay, thank you for your presentation of my slate. I have you were fluent from the beginning to the end. So I just have some additional, I would say I have some questions that maybe I need clarification. So first of all, your target audience, your target consumers are students. So is it possible to have more information about those students? Maybe is it high school or primary school? Which regions maybe of Nigeria? So maybe I need a clarity on that. And also, you said that you have conducted some interviews. The interviews were there with students or with parents? Because your clients are parents, because they will be the one paying for the solution, and the users will be students. So I don't know if you could incorporate in your interviews those two, parents and students, so that you can have very deep research on how to better improve maybe your solutions or marketing choice. And also the other part that I did not see a lot of clarification was you are saying that you have direct competitors, but they are outside of Nigeria, they are in the US, but you have some indirect competitors that can be very powerful, like tutors, like some individual schools. So how do you position yourself versus those indirect competitors? Because I think they might be your major competitors. So this is a bit where I need maybe some clarity.
Okay.
I'm muted, so I can't respond, yeah?
Okay, sorry. Go on, please. I was talking, I didn't know I was muted. So just a quick response to any of those things you...
Okay, so the first one is related to who am I targeting? Okay, we are starting with secondary school students now. I guess next year we are also going for primary school students, but at a start, we are starting with only secondary school students.
The locality?
Yeah, of course, we are starting also from Kano, then we will expand to the northern part of Nigeria before we go to the southern part. Okay. And yes, the next question is about interviews, right? Yes, I interface. I'm also a teacher, so I interfaced and with students to understand where their problem lies. And then the interviews we did with school authorities, we did with some parents as well, because those are the clients or the customers, especially the parents. But for the students, our research is basically to understand the reason why they are failing. Once we understand this, then we can go and see who will help to solve their problem. And then lastly, regarding the competition, we have, yes, direct competitors. I think here I will have to incorporate tutors as my key indirect competitors. I didn't consider that. I didn't see it from that perspective, but because I was just going for technology-driven solutions as competition, I didn't consider that. But now I will add it. I will add it in.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that's over. Mentors, please, even if you did not give feedback, we should rate using the rating links for all the 4 people who presented today as hot seat presentation. And then Chioma, please let them be in for the Chioma's own will be for the investor speech review. Thank you very much. So we'll be moving on now. Lady A, for the presentation. Okay, we'll be doing, I'll be getting the mentors to speak to us. We have about 20 minutes for that. 30 minutes, yes, 30 minutes. And we want to present, we want mentors to talk to our founders on recruiting team members, co-founders, and team members. And thereafter, we'll move on to the next session, which will be the breakout room. And once we finish the presentation from the mentors, I'll then give us an insight on how we'll do the breakout room. So let me start with Franklin. Okay, Gamelia is also joining. Franklin, presentation on co-founders and team members. Anything things to share with us?
I would prefer to go at the end.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yes. I know Gamelia is settling in. Mrs. Mary, some things to share?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
We have come again.
Yes, we have come again.
we have come again. You know, I got these guidelines yesterday, just yesterday. Okay, so I would like to talk about the material for which one should I start with? I'm not going to be able to. I can just talk about any, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, co-founders and team.
I can just talk about any. Okay, so let's start by talking about material for the hiring process. I'd like to say that for you to hire, you have to be able to let your hiree, give your hiree some form of information about your company. First of all, at least you should give them, you should be able to define your company's culture and values, the core values of your company and the culture to your hirees. They have to be able to know what your company is all about, what it does, and the kind of a company culture, the core values and the company culture. You have to write a compelling job description, for whoever it is that you're going to hire. You have to state the title that will reflect the role that the person is going to be occupying and what he's going to be doing. And then, of course, you have to give him the overview of the company and its mission. You have to let them know what is the company about, what do they do, and what is the mission of the company, and how do they intend, to accomplish that. And then, of course, you have to also let them know the key responsibilities and duties associated with the position that they're going to be occupying, and what kind of skills or qualification and even experience that you expect them, to have. And, some companies, they have some kind of benefit and perk for depending on the position, like maybe traveling abroad, maybe leave and that kind of a thing. So you tell them, just something that will attract them to your company. And then for you to do that, you have to leverage your network, LinkedIn, Facebook, and all of that to be able to find those kind of people that you're looking for. You conduct a thorough interview. I mean, of course, you can't just call somebody to come and join your company without speaking to the person. You have to be able to sound out the person, whether it meets the requirements, that you expect. You prepare a list of questions that will assess both the technical skills and the cultural fit of your proposed candidate. And then you involve other team members, because what you don't see, other team members could see. You also should prioritize your diversity and inclusion. You can hire people from different ethnic groups. You can make sure that you have ladies, not just men, even though it is a startup and all of that. You look for adaptability and growth mindset. How will this the proposed candidate, adapt to to the workings of your company. Can the person work late, if you have to? How will the person fit in? Does the person have a growth mindset? Is he somebody that will learn, because you don't always know the job, irrespective of your qualification, you have to learn. Does the person have a growth mindset? You also have to offer competitive compensation and benefits. And then you foster communication and employee feedback. When you are done, you ask them if they have any feedback for you, or if you have anything, if they have anything that will benefit, the company while doing that. Yeah, that's what I would like to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Gamelia?
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon. I'm sorry I jumped in late. I just came in from Ibadan, and I missed all the calls. I'm sorry. Good afternoon to everyone on this call. My name is Gamaliel. I'm sorry, my camera will be turned off because, again, like I said, I just came in and I'm extremely tired. I'll make my session a bit practical again because that is where the rubber meets the road. Currently, I'm the Chief Operating Officer. Am I audible enough?
Yes, you are, sir. Very clear.
Okay. I'm the Chief Operating Officer and co-founder of PressPay NG. PressPay NG is the biggest aggregator of student data in Nigeria, and I say it boldly. We are the first pioneers of student loan in Nigeria, and currently, with the government having signed the student loan bill into law, we are one of the partners that are being currently considered for the pilot scheme. We have about 100,000 students on our database and still counting. We have an MVP. We have gone to the market, and in our third year, God has helped us. We have gained considerable milestones. Having said that, how did we start? PressPay started with the idea of two persons, myself and the chief executive officer. They called me and then shared the dream and then said, "What do you think?" So I feel that at the time he shared that dream, he wasn't the only one that had access to that dream because dreams are being battered. But question is, who has the audacity and the courage to dare? Who can go to the market first? It looked very, very impossible. We all didn't look like it when we started, even though we had years of experience under our belt, but we were going into a new terrain. So we started, we put funds together, individual funds, and we incorporated the company. So he shared his dream with like-minded people, of course, from various sectors, looking at what the company needs for a startup. He called someone who was good with accounting to manage our software, our tax. He called in someone who was good with IT to build our software. He called in someone who was strictly software related. So everyone that was a co-founder was brought in for a purpose. I was doing strategy, business development, stakeholder engagement, and all of that. So we had 7 people that started. So when I hear founders saying that they need money, or oftentimes when you want to start when you want to start out, money is not your priority. I'm not saying you don't need money. I'm just saying that on a scale of preference, oftentimes you need manpower. You need to aggregate capabilities. So we had 7 people come together. Cumulatively, we had close to maybe 60 decades of work experience. That was enough for us to start the company. And we started. And of course, we had an agreement. We had shares that was given to everyone. We had an agreement to say, now all of you are going to work. You're going to work using your work tools. So because it was just a startup, we couldn't afford to buy a Mac. So I see founders, once they start up, they want to start living flamboyant lifestyle. They want to buy a Mac, they want to buy a this, they want to buy a G-Wagon. No, 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 no. We have to take it easy. Particularly in this part of the world, we think that all of those things are symptoms of success. They are not symptoms of success. So we all started with our individual laptops. We used our own data, but we monetize all of those things. So I can tell you confidently that in the past 3 years, we have aggregated every dime that everyone has put in. And we have said, okay, so if you're going to work for us, how much is your laptop? Okay, we depreciate it, sell this laptop to us, and we put it in our books. How much data are you going to use in a week? Let's even say that you use 3 hours or 4 hours of press pay. Document it. So we have all of those data. And I can tell you confidently that press pay has not started paying. And it's not that they will not pay, but they will pay, but not now. So in choosing your team, first is what is the vision and what is the gap in terms of skill set. As the startup, as the founder, you might have an engineering background and you are going to biofuel, or you're going into sustainable energy, or you're going to renewable energy, or you're going into fintech. You might not have all this experience at your fingertips, but you can talk to someone who has that experience. You say, hey, come on, let's do something. But again, ensure that whoever it is you're working with, know where to draw the lines. Document, put pen to paper, and don't just assume. Don't just assume that everyone is working with you. Without sounding spiritual, when we started, my CEO was saying, God, send men to me, because people can, let me use Nigerian word, thief your idea if you're not careful. So what he did was to spiritually look for men. And I can tell you confidently that in 3 years, all 7 are still together. I mean, some of us have traveled out of the country, in search of greener pastures, but we're still together. In fact, it is even better for us. One of us is in London, one of us is in Canada, and we're trying to replicate that model, because student loan is big deal. America leads the chart, if I'm not wrong, in one of the countries that have high student loans, about $1.8 trillion. And Biden is saying that should they write it off, etc., etc. For a country like ours, out over 20 million out of school children, I mean, at the root of that is funding. I mean, we all need funding. You want to do an MBA, you want to do this, you want to do that. But let me not digress. Let me come back. So all 7 of us, we are still together in 3 years of startup, and that is a remarkable feat, because you'd have expected that. I mean, there would have been a friction in terms of values, in terms of beliefs, in terms of ideologies. So I would suggest that the fruit does not always fall away from the tree. So as you want to start out, look inwards, look into your circle. It's often said that 20 boys can't play for 20 years, but look into your circle. Who have you come to grow with? Who have you known? And who is cool-headed, who can share this dream? And if you don't have, I mean, search for them. I mean, I'm sure that Founders Institute can recommend mentors who can say, okay, we want to volunteer on your board. We might not be able to give us money, but give us shares and all of that. I think that is critical, because every startup will be tested. Let me say it again. Every startup will be tested. We had our assumptions, we had our financial days, modulation, we did everything. But when we got to the market, voila. I mean, we were shocked. We were not disappointed, but we were shocked. But like I said, 3 years and still counting, we are still together. So identify personally, what is your SWOT analysis as a founder? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And never be afraid to bring on board people who are smarter than you. I can confidently tell you that my CEO says, I'm not the smartest person in the room. And he says it with every sense of vulnerability. Founders oftentimes think that they are the alpha and omega. No, you don't necessarily need to know everything. If you know everything, there's going to be a problem. So when you have people who share your dreams, the chance that the dream gets blown up, their fresh perspective, their fresh dimensions. I mean, people see things from different view, but ultimate goal is that we are focused. You're driven by your vision. You're driven by your vision. So That is what has kept us going. It's not been very easy. The first year of operation was back to back. And again, we had to spend our money. In the first year of operation, everyone put resources together. So I remember that I didn't even buy too many things. In the first year of operations, we launched in Unilag. I mean, my CEO sold his car. He had 2 cars. He sold his car. He didn't tell his wife that he was going to sell the car. He just went out with the car and came home trekking. And the wife said, hey, where's the car? He said, I sold it. It looks stupid, but today now, things are playing out. So being a founder is not just about using fanciful names, CEO of this, no. Forget about the C's. Get your hands dirty. Go over and above. I used to remember that we used to do late night meetings. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. So you need to look out for several other traits: resilience, adaptability, courage, boldness. As a founder, you must be able to say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know it all. Guys, I need your help. Fast forward, when the team grew and we knew that we needed to expand, we also just said, okay, let's bring in more people. And we started from Abuja. Coincidentally, the founder has another business. So we used a shared office. So imagine Founders Institute, we now have another institute, but you are sharing the same office. Why? Because resources were very, very lean. Please let me know when I have limited time. Okay. All right. Okay. I just saw your message, Mr. Hello, sir. Welcome in. Okay. And everyone still hear me?
Yes, you're audible. Fire on.
Okay. So my CEO had a business in Wuse, and we had to use the same address for the company. I mean, so we could have said you want to go and hire a new office, buy a new chair, buy a new table. No. There's something called the shared economy. So we shared that space, but we prorated it. So you can start from your office, start from your house. You don't need to go and get an apartment. Just start small, but don't stay small. So co-founders want to, in the first year, they want to have an office in Banana Island. They want to have an office in Ikoyi. And that is why, startups are failing in Nigeria, because when they give founders money, the next thing is, I want to change my car, I want to change this. They do not plow that money back into the business. They're not thinking. So do you have a 5-year plan? Do you have a 10-year plan? I can tell you confidently that PressPay has not even scratched 10% of our total addressable market in Nigeria. 10%. So the world is our oyster, and we're not in a hurry. So we're planning to expand to Kigali. We're planning to expand to Canada, to London. But this has to be backed up by quantitative and qualitative data. So we used shared offices and on. I remember that the last event that we held in University of Lagos, we had to tax everybody. I had to go borrow money. I mean, no one will tell you all of this. The only thing people will tell you is that, oh, it's sweet, it's rosy. No, it's not going to be sweet, it's not going to be rosy, but it's going to be worth it. Fast forward, we now have, so currently across board in Lagos and Abuja, we have about 30 people work with us. And God has been helping us. Overheads, though they are high, they are pretty stable. We're not owing salaries. And it's because the business now is funding itself. So we are able to generate money, even though founders are not still being paid again. So there's something you have to practice as a founder. It's called delayed gratification. So you look at the money in the account and you say, rather than having to pull out $1 million to go and buy a G-Wagon, what can that $1 million do back? How can I plow it back into the company and recycle? So you must practice delayed gratification. In fact, as a founder, sometimes you will be the one to collect salary. That is, if there is at all. So above all, working or getting a team can make or mar your dream. Apologies to the Muslims here. I am from the Christian belief. Even God, at some point when he wanted to create man, on the 6th day, he said, come, let us. So God understands the need for teamwork. So as a co-founder, you need to understand that you are not El Shaddai. Otherwise, you will die. You are limited in some certain areas, limited in views. you can't see you can't see the end of the road. So you need people to say, okay, this is what we're doing. But here we are, 3 years, still counting. We're waxing strong, we're waxing better. And I trust that it can only be better. I hope I have made a little bit of sense. Thank you, everyone.
We appreciate this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Amalia, for that presentation. So we'll move on to Franklin.
Okay, thank you. So all the other mentors have already covered a great stuff. So I will focus, I will say, on the additional stuff that I think is most important for the business to grow, is how maybe to have your team productive and deliver, I would say, the output that you need so that your business can grow, your business can achieve its objective. And usually, one of the main problems that entrepreneurs or businesses are facing is about motivating the employees, motivating the co-founders, motivating everyone involved in the business. Since the staff is the most important resource of every company. So the key question is, how do you motivate your employees, your staffs, those involved with your business? So the answer, I would say the answer is on 2 steps. The first one is having the easiest way to motivate your staff is to recruiting a staff that's already highly motivated. So it will help you save a lot of time, save a lot of energy. So that's the first part. So if you're attracting people that are not motivated in what you are doing, or they don't have a great interest in what you are doing, maybe they just need some job to occupy themselves, something to do, they might not be delivering the performance that you are expecting. For example, if you are recruiting a co-founder who is just looking for a title of co-founder, you might realize maybe after 3 months or 6 months that you are the only one working on the business and you are not attaining the objectives that you expected, even if the one that you are recruiting is very brilliant, have a great experience. So the motivation is a key element that you have to identify, even when you are recruiting every talent for your business. And the second part now is when those talents arrive in your business, how do you keep them motivated in the long run? Because the motivation is not something that is permanent. Because of we are humans, we have permanent needs that constantly evolve over time. Also, we have other challenges. Our motivation may drop over time. So how do we keep employees motivated over time? So I would say that there are 4 things that you can work on to keep employees motivated on the long run. The first thing is about the culture, the company culture. Is you have to design your company, a company culture that makes it, I would say, positive, a great place to be, a great place where everyone wants to stay because of the culture. When you are going to work every day, you must be happy, you must be proud, you must be, because there are some people that hate their jobs because they don't want to go to work because maybe they don't want to speak with this employee that is causing them headaches because the work culture is very toxic. So one of the things that you can already improve at the beginning is the work culture. By how do you improve the work culture of your business? So you can also improve the work culture of your business by making sure that the environment is positive for everyone. So you have some, I would say, some types of habits that you might not tolerate in your environment because you are looking for a great place for different employees to work. Or you can also make your work environment inclusive and also diversify the business place so that everyone can find himself at his own place. So after that, the other point that you can improve is your leadership style. It's very important. So the question is, are you the type of boss that everyone would like to work with? Usually, in most of the case, the answer is no. Because most of employees, I would say, are complaining about their boss, maybe his personality type, maybe he does not care about maybe their basic needs, their challenges. something like that. So by asking yourself what type of boss you would like to be for your people, you can help motivate them, because I would say that employees like to work with the boss that empowers them, that trusts them, that respect them, that help them in what they are doing. And the third point that you have to consider is also about, I would say, offering great rewards to your employees. If all the elements are there, employees also they also have their basic needs, basic financial needs, health need, insurance need, retirement plans. So you have to design this rewards package in, I would say, in the most attractive way. You might not be the best out there in the market, but make it attractive for employees, because they will, I would say that they will also try to compare. It's true that at the beginning, when you are working for a startup, you are trying to project yourself over the long run. Maybe you're having a vision that even if I have a low salary today, maybe I can be compensated maybe in 5 years, in 10 years, because of huge equity, because of options that the company might provide if I'm a good staff. But also they have they have their needs, to try to make it attractive, even if they are not receiving something great at the beginning, but try to make it attractive in their eyes, and also make it competitive versus the competitors. And the last element that you have to consider also is about empowering and developing your people. So someone cannot be, I would say, if you are recruiting someone maybe as a sales agent, I would say for the person is just selling for 3 years, maybe that person needs maybe to grow, maybe to have more responsibility, have more work, innovate his own work. So by empowering them, it can make them be very more motivated in their work and try to do more and try to provide more. And you can also implement a recognition program to recognize their performance, and to, like, the best employee of the month challenge, to push everyone continue working and continue delivering. And the last thing that I have to mention is that if you don't measure your employees performance, if you don't track it, and if you don't also let them know that you are tracking, they might not be delivering at your expectation, because usually based on experience, people are delivering versus what is tracked. So if you're not tracking something, they will not consider it as important, because they are not seeing that is something that you are bringing your attention on. But if you can start tracking maybe and measuring the most important elements that you need on your staff, and also involve them to improve it. For example, if you have a team of sellers, maybe you can ask them that you have maybe a target of 20 calls or 50 calls to do every day, and you try also to track it, to follow it every day. If they are having challenge, you try to solve the challenge with them, so that they can perform at the level that you need. So that's all about my presentation about motivating your team so that they can deliver the performance that you need. Thank you.
Thank you, mentors. I'm sorry I've been bumped in and out, back and forth. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with the network these days. I'm hip hopping from one network to the other. It doesn't look like I'm getting much success. Okay, so thank you. I see Franklin just presented, so I know that's the last mentor presentation for today. So we'll move on to the Q&A quickly. Questions before we go into our breakout room. Questions for our mentors. Questions. Chioma, yes. Seeing Chioma's hands up. Any other? Okay. I think this will be a good time for those of you who keep asking questions about how do I share equity with a co-founder. This is a really good time to ask such questions. Okay, Chioma, your question.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hi, good afternoon, mentors. Great presentation. So my question is, at what point do you quit your day job? We understand that to be a founder is a full-time role. To ask someone to join your team is a full-time role. But we are more or less on the starting stage. So we're pre-investment, little revenue. So bringing someone on the team, they are most likely doing that with a second job on the side. But to be a founder, for you to build a company, you have to give it all of your time. So at what point do you advise for you to keep it, for you to quit your job? Also, remember that there's this saying that, oh, okay, don't quit your job yet until you make enough money. So what would you suggest?
I would have loved to give you an FI director's response to that, but I won't do that. I'll leave that to Mrs. Mary and Franklin to give you a response to that. Apologies on behalf of Gamelia is feeling a bit low, so from the trip, so he had to take excuse to be off. Okay, I see Dosubi has a question too, but let's take okay, Dosubi, let's have your question, then we'll address both. So at what point should I quit my day job as a founder?
Okay, thank you, sir. So a big thank you to all the mentors that presented. It was a very educative session. So my question is directed to Mr. Gamaliel, but he's not around. So anybody that can assist, I would be grateful. So he mentioned specifically that founders should practice this non-gratuity system, but that got me thinking. You are just starting a company, or we are just starting a company as a founder. We left our primary job, and the company has not started making funds. So how are we expected to make ends meet, maybe 2, 3, 4 months after we have expended our personal savings to bootstrap and no fund is coming in? How do we practice that non-gratuity? So that's my question.
Okay. And the last question is from Mr. Solomon Durojaye.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much to the mentors for their presentation. My question is about, taking on board someone with, the skills that you require on a part-time basis, and agreeing that the person will work on your project for like 3 hours in a day. How do you, and the person is not, of course, working remotely. How do you ensure that, the number of hours have been completed? And then if at some point there's a need to disengage with someone who you have signed with and is not, delivering, how do you go about that in a way that you can still maintain good relationship with the person?
Okay, thank you. So those 3 questions are there. Chioma wants to know when do I, at what time do I quit my full-time job? Dosubi wants to know how the non-gratuity, non-incentive payment goes or something like that. Yeah, and then the issue of breaking up without friction. How do you manage that process, and how do you manage time monitoring for so on? So I've gotten Franklin, I've gotten Mrs. Mary, and I've gotten Lady A. So let's see how we can address all of their questions. Thank you. Michael, you have a question?
Yes, I do.
Okay, quickly.
Just wanted to know, first of all, how important are personality tests for employees in order to measure how employees' strengths are able to complement weaknesses, and what particular personality tests can one practice or do that's out there that's very good for one to engage in or to do with employees?
Okay, so great. Okay, so let's get on board mentors. Franklin, Lady A, and Mary. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll take the disengagement side.
Okay.
The disengagement. Usually it is advisable that when you're employing somebody, whether even as a co-founder, when you're coming together, you have to have some kind of written agreement. You have to be able to put in what are your what are the do's and what are not the do's, what a kind of service level agreement. You state what the founder would like on his part, and what the co-founder or whoever it is that you brought on board, whether full-time or part-time, all of that, you have to put it in black and white. So both of you understand what your relationship entails. You just don't bring somebody and just bring the person, and then when the person goes, and then, or if you disagree, there's a problem. All of that, So it's just like employing somebody. When you employ somebody, there has to be, these are your responsibilities. And if you leave before time, these are it, and all of that. Even if it is a consultant that you bring on board, there has to be some form of agreement. And even if it is somebody that you're bringing in, outsourcing things to, you have to be able to put in, those service level agreements, such that that will help protect even your intellectual property and all of that. So you have to put all of that. The person can't just come in and then jump out in the middle of when you are not ready. It is not done. So that will help you to regulate your relationship. Then on the what point should I quit my day job as a founder? I'm not sure that is I don't know for other people, but what I notice other people do is that you do both of them half and half, until you get to a level where you are comfortable with whatever it is your new job is generating, that will be able to keep you. I don't know whether it is done in this climate. Some people negotiate with their bosses. If you're doing 8 hours, you can start by doing maybe half of that. You agree with your boss, if he allows you, and still pay you something before you finally quit. Not just quitting immediately, and then whatever it is you're doing does not generate enough income to keep you. That's what other clients do. Is either you do one part-time and you do one full-time. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Hear loud and clear. Agreements. Very important. Don't sit over the table and discuss very serious issues and walk away. And caution, but we'll talk about that. Yes, response. Franklin, Lady A. Any inputs?
Hello. Okay, I will go.
Yes, we hear you.
I will first answer the question, what's the usage of personality test, and what are the most important personality tests that you have to consider when you are recruiting or onboarding an employee? I think that usually I would say that during most of the recruitment, people, because when you're recruiting someone, usually you judge him maybe based on his CV or the discussion that you're having with that candidate. But usually once you recruit a candidate, you see that maybe he's not performing as you were expecting. So there are a few issues, and those issues are arising because in the recruitment phases, there were different bias. Because I would say that the recruitment phase usually is judgmental. Maybe how you address, how you are presented, how you answer the question. Usually that's how people are making decisions. But to prevent or to tackle that bias aspect, to be more objective, not subjective in the decision, that's where the assessment tests are coming on. So that's how they are bringing in the assessment tests, because to bring more objectivity in the recruitment process. And there you have different types of assessment tests, like skill assessment. So they assess your skill if you are good at the job, like personality assessment. So can you work with these people, with this type of clients, with your colleagues well? And the cognitive test. The cognitive test measures your problem-solving abilities and cognitive functions such as IQ or logical reasoning. So to the question how to choose the best test for your recruitment process, I think that before answering that question, for you don't have obviously a universal assessment test that you can use for all the recruitment. So the most important question that you have to ask yourself is what do you want to measure? Because, for example, as for your recruitment process, you have designed your job descriptions, you have listed all the skills, all the job skills that you need, the social skills that you need, other skills that you need. So you can ask now yourself, you can now start by prioritizing what is most important for this job function. Maybe if it's someone that is not interacting with people, it's just a technical person. So maybe something that can be very important there is the skill assessment. So what skill assessment can you use to test this or that? Because you know what is the most important thing on your job description. So you can now plan the skill assessment that you can do to test. For example, if you are recruiting a graphic designer to do a skill assessment, you can ask them to give you maybe 3 or 5 of their content that they have created in the last month. So based on that, you can do your skill assessment and see if they fit with your job requirement. And for personality tests, so for example, I would say that if you are recruiting maybe an employee that should work in a bank, usually in a bank, you work with different types of clients, and you're engaging, and I would say very most important clients. So if the client is unhappy, a client might stop maybe going to your bank, stop saving their money in your bank, and you might have even, I would say, very important businesses that are in your bank. And to manage them, you need obviously a personnel that is well trained, that can handle different types of personality. And there is very important to do a personality test to make sure that there is a cultural fit and interpersonal skills that will guarantee the results. And also, you can also do cognitive tests. Maybe if you are recruiting, maybe someone, maybe I would say a cognitive test, someone who will be maybe making very important decisions. So you have to test him on cognitive skills to see how best his IQ is, his logical reasoning, how best can he take good decisions. So based on that, you can design the type of test. So there's no universal test, and you have also to have always to keep the objective, what you are looking in mind. So don't overload your recruitment process with a lot of tests. So try to use, I would say, the most important one. Prioritize on the most important one. I think it will solve the job. And for me to answer the other question was how to track employee performance. For example, if you're asking them to be at work 8 hours, or if they are working remotely, how do you make sure that they are delivering at the level that you need? So to answer that question, I would say that for you to track performance or to track anything, you need to have metrics. So what metrics are you using, and what are the most important metrics? So for example, if you're tracking someone that is working remotely, I don't think that the most important metric will be the number of hours they are spending, but instead maybe if they have, for example, daily goals that they have to achieve. For example, you have to sell on board 100 clients per day. If you give those type of objectives, it will be smart, because it's something that at the end of the day, it brings value for your business. But if it's a type of work that will require that your employee stays maybe at work 8 hours, now you can try maybe to use things that can help you track maybe their time or other stuff that they are doing. But what I just want to add is that you have to make sure that the tools or the metrics that you are using are accurate, so can easily reflect the reality. For example, if you are using, I would say, if you are using, if you want, for example, to track a bus driver, to see if the bus driver is working effectively, you might use something like GPS technology to track everywhere he has passed, the number of time he has spent there, So it depends really of the business need, but try to use things that are smart. You don't need to track everything, but you can focus on the most important elements that really add value to your business. And to answer the question of Chioma, at what level should you migrate from full-time job to full-time entrepreneur? I think that before answering the question, I think that the most issues that entrepreneurs are facing is the risk. So, so they don't know if I move now, what's the risk? Will I be able to succeed? So that is the main question that they're having in their head. And to have clarification about that question, to help you make a good idea, there are some elements that you have to consider. So, for example, for your idea, have you already validated your idea with your customers? Is it something that could work? About your traction, what traction are you having? Based on this traction, I would say, is it a good indicator that if you move, you will be successful? So other elements that you have to consider, for example, do you have resources for you to move as a full-time? Maybe your project might be intensive, require a lot of capital. You don't yet have that. So it might be difficult at the beginning for you to move. And also the other element that is important also that you have to consider is also, I would say, the opportunity cost. So you can assess, if you are staying, what are you gaining or what are you losing? And if you are moving, what are you gaining and what are you losing, and what the support system that you have. And one of the final elements on, I will say that on the most usual elements that people rely on to make their decision is the financial stability. So for example, if you are moving now, will you have maybe money for you to solve your urgent needs maybe for a period like 1 year or 2 years, so that you don't have stress and you can concentrate full time on your business? That's usually the question that people try to ask. If it's okay, if they have a backup plan, they can move confidently because they know that on the financial part they are stable, so there is few risk for them, because usually the risk might be that the business is not working at the way that you are expecting, and now you have a lot of financial charges with no income. So how will you do that? But if you can handle that, anticipate on that, and you have your backup plans, I think that will be great. So that's my answers for the question.
Thank you very much. I think all of those responses have really addressed it. Lydia, you have anything to add before we do the breakout room?
Yeah, okay. So thank you, mentors. So starting a business requires planning. It requires planning, and the truth is, it also requires resources. And like we try to teach you people, here, going alone is not usually the best route. It's not, or and so from the get-go, as soon as you have that idea, you have to begin that search for that partner, that co-founder, or the hires who could even be volunteers who you give some equity. That has to be your mindset from the get-go. And if you listen to what Mentor Gamaliel said, you have to search for people who would have that passion that you have for this idea that you have. Now, if you are in full-time employment, right? Let's say 9 to 5, it's totally difficult for you to also want to run a business at the same time. And that is why you must have a partner who can be full-time running your startup. But whatever you're earning from your 9 to 5 salary, a portion of it has to be dedicated to paying the salary or whatever stipend you're offering to that co-founder or any other team member that you bring on board. And that's where the equity thing comes in. So Now you have people, all things being equal, you have people who have the passion, who have a buy-in. Then, equity begins to make sense because whatever you are able to pay may not be market rate. Now, you need to hurry off into an accelerator program such as this. Within these 4 months, you ought to gain traction if all things being equal, and you do your sprints well. That's the goal, so that you gain traction monetarily, so at least the business can begin to fund itself. So if you've not been able to achieve that at this point, so you've gone through the program. So take a back seat and review all your sprints, review all your materials. How does this turn into traction? You've passed the ideation stage, you've passed the investor stage. So how does this translate into gaining some traction? Thereafter, we begin to talk about fundraising. So when is the right time to quit your job? So for you to quit your job, you must have this system in place. Okay, except maybe you're from maybe an oil company and you've had a lot of savings over the year, and then you can put aside some runway for a year or two to sustain yourself in the business. But the ideal situation, like I said, is to have this support on ground and then you transit. But there must be people working in the business full time that you are able to pay. I shared the example of what's his name now, Erin Bali, the founder of Udemy. He was an immigrant at the time. He was in the US, but he was working remotely. I think he had like 2 jobs, or he had a day job and then one he did at night, which was remote. But his co-founder was full-time working on Udemy, whilst the salary, the negotiated salary or, stipend was being paid to the co-founder because somebody needed to be working that business full-time. And then, of course, in addition to equity, which he had, because that income was not, was just, but at least it helped him to keep someone working on the business. And, the rest is history. It's a rough road, not that easy, but, running it by yourself isn't usually the best. And so we have the agreement, not the first agreement, what's the other agreement now for a non-performing partner? And how that will help that non-performing partner to exit the arrangement you have with he has with your company. And so this is a process that goes on and on and on, but the search is careful, very, very careful. But from the get-go, you need to have this at the back of your mind, your team that can help you drive this vision. I hope I have helped a bit.
Thank you, Lydia. That was great. So we'll move into the breakout rooms now. While the question on runway and when should you quit, I was smiling all along because I got my fingers burnt, So you guys, please, a lot of planning needs to go into this. A lot of planning needs to go into this. You need to think about it very well. But I'll tell you this from the FI standpoint. You cannot go into funding lab on the part-time basis. So that's just it. Whatever you do before that, it's your business, but you can't go into funding lab on a part-time basis. Nobody will take you serious if you yourself can commit to taking a chance on yourself. No one will take you serious. So one of the conditions for going into funding lab is you must be full-time on your innovation. Good. So having said that, let's break out. Catherine, we have we have the mentors. How many mentors we have? So please allocate us. And so before we go in, for the mentors, please, they were given an assignment, and the assignment was for them to do a slide with a 3-slide presentation. The first slide will contain their latest one-sentence speech. Then their second slide will contain their team members. Their team members. And for that team members, it's going to be broken into all the co-founders, then all the team members. So co-founders, and then other team members. And they are to present this to you in 1 minute. For each of the breakout rooms, one founder will be timing. Thank you. We can all join the room now, our various rooms.
Yeah, we all back in the room.
Didier, we are all back.
Oh. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you clearly.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, so great. I hope the feedback session was good. And mentors would like to say thank you. And everybody, please keep safe. I don't know where you all are, but here in Nigeria, there's talk about protest tomorrow. So I guess everyone should just just don't be on the road at this time or tomorrow. So we look forward to having you up here for the next session again. And also, if there are any questions you all have generally, we can take some questions, even though time is fast spent. And mentors, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
By the way, Lydia, sorry, I dropped the link in the chat now. How to split equity with co-founders. I discovered a lot of founders. Some of them are even graduates of previous cohorts, and they come back with, "Oh, I want to. I'm getting a co-founder, and I don't know how to manage sharing equity and all of that." This is how. This will give you an insight into how you quantify the value the person is bringing in, and then know how you do equity sharing and the rest. It's important that you sit with this person and then or sit with those co-founders and then have this discussion and then amend whatever had been on before. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shegun. Founders, so everything you need, the links, the resources, all kinds of templates that should make your life easy in forming this, you're building your company. They're all there for you in the resources, or some of them, even this week that you're on co-founders, the templates, you need to use them. So then, for example, even your advisory board, so it will be foolhardy that you've gone through a 4-month program, an F5 program, with all the mentors who have given you feedback, and you don't have a single one of them on your advisory board. It will be foolhardy. These are people that have worked with you and they know what you're building. They have an idea and they are giving you quality to help you bring you to this. It will be foolhardy that you don't even have a single one of them, because I'm still saying advisory boards without the mentors, without any, some of you. So, and these are tools that we have put in place to help you and guide you on your journey. So post the accelerator. If you have a mentor on your board, then, there's continuous support that you're getting. And of course, it's incentivized based on equity, just how much time they have, and it's very little. So why won't you, and the template is there. There's a fast agreement that guides you. So you use that template, and then it helps you to even onboard other mentors. So everything you need is there. So I encourage you all, use the template, click on all the links. We're always having co-founder events. The materials are there, what to do, what not to do, what to look for. The questions that you're all asking, the answers are in there for you. So please endeavor. Endeavor. I wish you all a very, very good evening. Thank you, Franklin. Thank you, Madam Mary. Thank you, Gamaliel. Thank you, Thank God, and mentors. And so everyone else, I'll set up office hours and we can connect. And so we've started planning your graduation. So let's also know what you're planning. We gave you some guidelines, okay? Your pictures, your videos, creative. So we need to see, because you'll be highlighting yourselves and your businesses. So we expect the best from you. Yeah. So do have a great evening. If there are no questions or no comments, then
I see two hands raised up, Ima and Chris Barman, Triku. Change up
okay.
and Change up first. I think Change up raised his hand first.
Okay, yeah. All right.
I just want to personally reiterate what Lady A was just mentioning about that. By giving my own experience, I want to personally thank Lady A for forwarded email. It was just, I'm so excited right now. And also I know that Shagun was also helping previously as well. I'm so excited because Chris Falks has accepted to be on my advisory board. And it's amazing. And now, even though I initially began to communicate with him through on LinkedIn, I felt that, okay, since I was already communicating with him, so I reached out to him and I asked him if he wanted to be as an advisor on ChangeApp. I didn't get any response. This has been 2 weeks. Immediately, I spoke with Lady A, and we followed the F5 protocol, which is a forwarded email. And so I asked and I did that. And all of a sudden he responded. And he didn't just respond by saying he's going to join. He's even coming with Russell on board as well as two advisors on board. Now, for me, for us, I'm sure you can see our team and everything. And the diversity will be so much appreciated and welcomed at this time. I'm sure you understand what that means here and everything. So I'm so excited, and I want to thank Lady A. I want to thank Shagun and the FIT Just shows that it works. It works.
Yeah.
Forwarded email, it works, and all the other things, that we've been asked to do. So I just want to thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
So next off,
Oh,
Trickle.
yeah. So, yes, it's mails for like I think 2 weeks now. We've not gotten a response, so we don't know if we are to wait or what's the next step, because we've sent the forwardable mail to the teams, but no response from either there or here, so we don't know what to do next.
Forwarded bills on what? Sorry.
Advisory board members. Some of the mentors. Yes, the mentors here. But it's through I did it through Catherine. Right?
Sorry?
Okay. I sent it through Catherine, right? They gave me an email address that I sent it to, and then I did that since last 2 weeks or so, or last week or so, but I've not gotten any feedback. So I don't know if they got it or if she got it, or I don't know. So I'm just waiting. Are we supposed to just wait, or what's the next step?
Resend it.
Okay.
Okay.
Resend
the
it
mails
and
again.
copy.
Did you copy Lady A and I?
I didn't.
Okay, please do that. Please, anytime you send a mail to admin, please copy us. So, everybody will be in the loop. In case it drops from one person, the other person would always remember.
Thank you.
Quick question again, I just wanted to ask regarding that. I know that Chris Fall said that he was going to send a fast agreement. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So I just wanted to ask, do I wait for that first before I post on LinkedIn and things like that, or?
No, wait.
Okay. Okay.
Until you sign the agreement.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You sign the agreement. Yeah. All right. So, Franklin, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Any word for the founders? We're winding down gradually. We have 2 sessions to go.
My advice for them is just that when they're working on their startup, they should try to use a lean approach to not overspend money. When even if they are following a methodological process, for example, developing product, they have to be on the market, so they don't have to develop the product before going and having customer feedback is not good. They have to reiterate everything. They might spend a lot of time and money. But by being on the market and using a lean approach, they can better tackle their innovation and their startups.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. All right, everyone. So let's call it a day. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.
Officers,
Bye.
officers, please.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Bye.